5 common mistakes daygamers need to fix to learn daygame, and a list of resources to fix them. I'm St. Robert, and for the last 4 years I've been coaching guys from literally all over the world, from Hong Kong to London to New York City, to improve their daygame and dating life. And for the last 2.5 years I've been living from city to city, looking for a place with the hottest, most interesting girls, and simply a few cities I would like to live a few months each year. I've been coaching Mr. H, a daygamer from London, for the last 2 weeks, and he had to fix 5 fairly typical things in his game to become a decent daygamer. So I decided to make a video about those mistakes and a list of resources you can go through to fix each of the 5 mistakes if you realize you're making them as well. You can't half-ass learning daygame. You have to find out what exact mistakes are you making, and then you have to find the exact things you have to do to fix them. Mistake number 1 Mr. H had to fix was to get rid of his approach anxiety. When he was with me, there were no problems. He could open anyone and did over 20 sets a day. I gave him a few days off. I told, go out, daygame on your own, and he couldn't approach anyone. Yet, by the end of our time together, he went out, did a 2-hour session, and did 10 sets on his own. While coaching Mr. H, I realized that whenever I'm working with someone who has strong AA, the tips and tricks I give them are fairly similar. Yes, there are many approaches, many tools you can use, but there are a few that have proven to be the most effective for most students. So I put together a list of them and made a 41-minute long podcast episode where I'm talking about them. The second thing he had to fix was learn to use the right amount of teasing. Sometimes his teases and storytelling were too boring, other times he was going so hardcore he was literally insulting girls. Yet by the time we finished our work together, he was storytelling and teasing so well the girls were hooking, investing and giving away their numbers left and right. He had to do 2 things to fix that. Number 1, learn a few storytelling techniques. Yes, there is the 3 things storytelling technique, but there are a few other ones. I've made 2 videos about this topic, and he had to learn a few theses that work great in most scenarios. And again, I've made a video about 20 different theses for very different scenarios, very different girls that you can watch to improve your teasing. The third mistake Mr. H had to fix was he was jumping from topic to topic all the time, touching one topic, talking about it for 10 seconds, jumping to the next one, etc. And because of this, he had covered most of the typical topics within 1 or 2 minutes of a daygame conversation and had nothing more to talk about. So, first thing you have to understand to learn to stay on a topic for longer is she hooked or not? And I made a video about 6 signs you've reached a hook point, and if you are not really sure, is she hooked, is she not, I've made a separate video about a technique I call fishing for a hook point, which is a simple sentence you can say, and based on what she answers you can understand, is she hooked or is she not really that much interested in you yet. Mistake number 4 we were working with after Mr. H learned teasing and storytelling real good. When the attraction was through the roof, he had to learn to build comfort. And he did that by learning 2 simple things. What are the most typical conversation topics you have to cover in a daygame set? And the second one, very important for many guys who are used to being very good at teasing, very good at their attraction material, they have to learn to shut the fuck up and let the girl talk. And yes, while these were the 4 most important technical mistakes he had to fix, during our last day together I realized there is one more big topic we have to talk about. I had set up Mr. H with my stylist and my barber, and he worked with both of them, and both of them told me, listen, your friend is a very, very serious guy, almost too serious. And yes, that was a sort of like a lifestyle choice Mr. H had made. He had become tired of partying and going to clubs and having drinks, and now he was living a more chilled out, serious life, sort of like optimizing, you could say. And when we went for a dinner during our last day together to review our time together and what he learned and has to work on after the coaching, I told him a very simple thing. Maybe sometimes do something just because you want to do it, just because it's fun, not because it's the right thing to do. And let me tell you, out of all the things I told him after coaching, this was the one thing he wrote down in his notes. And quite a while ago, I actually did a podcast episode on this topic, which was received very well, especially by our most advanced, so to say, members of our community. And it's called How to Live a Shit Life. If this is your problem, I highly suggest listening to it. Okay, we're at the end of 2 weeks or 5 days of coaching over 2 weeks. How do you see your game now compared to how it was when we started?
It's just in a different league, really. I mean, I started and I had done 3 approaches, obviously, which is so basically no game at all. And it's tightened up a lot to the point where to the point where Robert was actually complimenting some of my sets rather than just telling me, okay, you need to improve on this and this and this. He was actually saying, okay, that was a good set. And my number close rate's pretty good as well. I don't know how many number closes I've done.
23 numbers.
23 numbers out of like maybe, I don't know, 100 approaches maybe?
Maybe a bit less, so around 100, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm really happy.
And if after watching this video you're thinking, damn, this dude is weirdly technical and doesn't talk about meditation and other mental masturbation bullshit, I wish I could talk to more guys that are technical day gamers, then well, I have good news. We have a community or a group chat of more than 300 guys from all over the world. So if you want to check it out and join our community, head over to my website, strobert.blog, join the mailing list, and in the welcome email you will get an invitation link to join the group chat. And if you like Mr. H story and you want to get infield coaching from me this summer in Europe, then I have 4 more coaching spots left available this season. 2 in June in Riga, Latvia, 1 in July in Sweden, and 1 more spot at the end of August. You can find out more by clicking at the link in description. Thanks for watching and see you in the next vlog. Ciao.